I think if you leave the very low sub bass part just for the kick, it might be easier for you to mix. It seems like the weather doesn't like carnival. Yesterday rain and storm, and today no carnival, and it's just beautiful. Because of the storm, they yesterday cancelled some of the carnival events, so I didn't really miss a whole lot. And there are still 4 more days left, I think, or even more. I listened yesterday to one of my older tracks that I still really like, and I was thinking about correcting it, fixing it, especially in the low end. But first of all, I have to do something else.
Das ist kein Problem, wir haben eine lange Bar und jetzt über Karneval glaube ich nicht, dass das so extremst voll wird.
Ciao, dann bis später. Ciao. I really don't get it. I tried to book a table for tonight to have dinner there, and they're just not taking any reservations. This seems to be a new trend amongst all of the restaurants. It started in Berlin and now they're also doing it here. I don't know why, but who cares? This right here is the older track. It's called Hold On. I probably started producing it maybe two and a half years ago, and it's kind of finished, but I listened again to it and I think I can still improve, especially the low end, get it a bit cleaner, a bit tighter, getting the EQ settings right and the sidechain compression. And I think, yeah, with these small adjustments, I can get the most out of the track. So let's get started. First of all, let me play you the main section of the track.
I'm not alone in this world. I'm not alone in this world. But when I realize I run away from the things I do and the things I say.
The first thing I can hear, and that really bothers me, is the bass line. It's extremely bass heavy, way too much bass for this entire track. It sounds cool on its own, but as you can see in the frequencies, it's just way too low. All the stuff here below 50 Hz is just muddy. Especially if you listen to it together with the sub part of the kick. The two are definitely clashing quite a lot. Let's listen again to the kick solo. As you can see here in the analyzer, it's peaking right around 44 Hz. And if we now compare it again to the sub bass line, you can already see that those frequencies are kind of in the same place, in the same spot, and are competing. The first thing I always do is going to the source of the sound, which is in this case the Diva Synth, and I try to tweak the settings to get it right. In this case, I won't change anything about it because I like the sound, but sometimes it totally makes sense to change the octave on one of the oscillators to get the bass out of the very low end. The next option that I have is actually a simple low cut. For this bass, I think I can go quite high. So as you can see, I'm losing all of the stuff that is here in the very low end. I don't need these 30 Hz. And I'm also lowering the second peak of this sound that is around 60 Hz, depending on the note, of course, that the sound is playing. This way I'm pushing the bass a little bit higher up. These frequencies are getting louder. These are pushed a little bit down. And this way this bass will be easier to hear and will still be recognizable as a bass, but it won't muddy up the low end and interfere with the kick. Let's play it together with the kick and A and B test the EQ setting. cut the bass quite high, right around 65 Hz with 20 dB per octave. That's quite a lot, and we're losing a lot of the sub bass, but that's actually the part that we don't need. On its own, it sounds strange and a bit thin, but with the kick together that is exactly playing in that frequency spectrum, it sounds as these sounds are together. You don't have the feeling that there is not enough bass, and it's way easier to control the bass of a kick drum than of the bass itself. And with a little bit of side chaining, the both are just going really well together. So if you're having problem with the bass, with the low end, just try to cut it a little bit more, and you can still raise the volume of the sound, and this way you're shifting the bass from the lower part more into the higher frequencies. You make it more audible on smaller speakers. It has like a very nice tone to it, and you don't have the problem that it clashes with the kick. Having a muddy low end is the biggest problem usually with electronic dance music, and if you solve that, it's also way easier to mix the rest of the track. It's way easier to add other elements on top. If you have that fixed, the track should work. By the way, you probably noticed that I tried to capture the screen. It works. I also captured the internal sound. The only downside is my computer is getting so slow that I can't work with it. So I just might have to find another solution to make it work for the future. I'm finally all done with work. It's now 6:15 and Vanessa is here as my special studio guest as almost every Friday. Tonight we're not having dinner with my parents, we're having dinner with our good friends from Munich that you still might remember from the Oktoberfest video. And I think that's pretty much it, or?
Yeah, well, almost. I got you something.
A present for me.
Yeah.
That looks already dangerous. Oh. Really? It's the best present ever. It's so good. Okay, just really quick. That's it. It's white. That's all I can tell you.
And wireless.
Okay, so now we actually already have to leave. We're like I said, I didn't get any places at the restaurant. They don't do any table reservations. Yes. Yep. So maybe we should just go now. I can give you one more little small hint. Wait a second, the present is so small, it actually fits just in one hand. At these ATM machines you can also transfer money to your account. And I did it once and the machine swallowed the money and didn't give me a receipt, and it wasn't transferred to my bank account. So I had at least a month of trouble figuring out how to get it back onto my account. The bank said I never paid the money, but luckily I'm filming every day everything, so I could prove that I put the money into the machine. One big advantage of doing a daily vlog. Okay, way too many drinks later with Chris and Judith.
Hi.
You probably know them from Munich still.
Yes.
And we're now trying to find a place to get another drink just for the way to the next bar. That's something we do in Germany. Wegbier. Very important. Tust ihr alle nicken?
Special in Berlin.
So. Das nächste Bütchen ist hinter dieser Kirche. Die wissen, dass ich Parmesan mag.
Ja?
Ja.
Ist das genug?
Es könnten noch mehr sein.